Welcome to the Balance podcast. I am Joe,
I'm Devin.
and Ulysses couldn't be here today because he's got a baby on the way.
Yeah,
So
he's too cool.
yeah, he's too old for us. We're youngins,
We're young.
and we're too cool for him. So but Devin here, he's actually been the director of photography for all of our projects so far. He's been the
Hmm.
guy behind the camera. For those of you who don't know what a director of photography is, I've been the director, like the official director, the guy who
The big guy.
directs the actors and the action and stuff like that. Devin's been the guy who has been behind the camera and composed the shots and everything. So extremely important, extremely awesome. We are extremely grateful that we found you, Devin, because you are very talented. But so today we want to talk about our first production that we've ever done together, Kevin, which
Kevin,
rhymes with Devin.
this is beautiful.
So Devin, what did you first off? What did you think when we first approached? Ulysses approached you. He was right
Yeah,
because you had the class together.
yeah, we had a class.
What did you think when he was like, "Hey, you wanna do a short film together, a short
I was
whatever?"
like, previously I had like a little bit of cinematography experience, mostly
Well, you come from a
photography.
photography background, right?
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I can do it. Like, I'll get a random camera and we'll make it
Yeah,
work. And then we got there and I was like, holy cow, I don't know if I know what I'm doing. But,
that
but
was all of us, dude. That was all
yeah,
of us.
but it was like really fun and like this we got the
It
coverage
was
we
fun.
needed, which was most important.
It was fun. There was a moment there. There were some low points. There was you remember that when like the equipment kept malfunctioning, like
Oh, the
the
sound
microphone.
was
Yeah.
going. Oh,
So I remember sitting there thinking this is a disaster. We
we
only
made it
filmed for
work.
one day, thankfully. Like
Yeah, and it wasn't too long of a shoot either. It was
no, it
pretty.
was about 6 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like 5.
Yeah, something like that.
But
It wasn't a very long video, and
yeah,
it was pretty simple, thankfully.
doing because I was doing like sound and cinematography at the same time,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I
yeah.
never want to do it again.
One day I kind of want to do a podcast with the crew and the actors
Uh
and
huh.
everything because I thought we were pretty fortunate to work with some cool people that day.
Oh, they were awesome.
Caden was awesome.
He's amazing
Loved Caden.
acting. Just like, dang.
Super talented guy.
Someday we'll just like do like a remake like 10 years in the future.
Yeah, no, no, no. If we ever do a remake of Kevin, which I kind of want to do one day because again, that was our first product, the production. Like it's good. Like it's not bad. It's
No, it
not
looks pretty
awesome.
good, but no, like I know so much more about lighting, and we could get like a 12 by 12 like diffusion, just like white sheet over the top,
Yeah.
and
Oh
just
man.
take care of those harsh shadows, and then we can see through the glass, and
Yeah, we can do cooler stuff now
oh,
that we
for sure,
know a little more of what we're doing.
yeah,
And hopefully the stuff we're making now is better. I think it is.
yeah,
I
for
think
sure,
objectively most people would say that Hello Amy was
uh
better
huh,
than Kevin.
yeah,
But there's something charming about Kevin, you know?
yeah. Kevin is like I said, the story just it brings it full circle, and it's just solid.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't the one patting myself on the back because I wrote Kevin.
Yeah,
But
it was good.
thank you.
Like
Thank you.
that was so good.
Yeah. It's also, I mean, and this is probably a good idea for anyone who wants to start filming stuff to dip their toes in the water. It's probably a good idea to start with these contained, like, short stories,
Yeah.
like with maybe just a few characters and maybe in one place. That was what we did with Kevin. It was all in that one place, in that one car,
Yeah.
um, and with just two characters and one prop, and that was it.
Uh huh.
So pretty simple, nothing too crazy. But even that took us like 6 hours to film it, like a 4 minute
Yeah.
video.
And we didn't. I don't think we had. Did we make a shot list? We might have had a
Um,
shot. I don't know if we had a shot list.
I don't actually know if we
I
made a
think I
shot
was
list. I
like, let's
think
just get an over the shoulder on him, over the shoulder
I
on
think we
him.
had a general
We
plan.
didn't do any closes. That's like
Yeah, no,
I
no.
actually recently I was doing like a film project for school, and I was doing like a lookbook of
Yeah.
like how the film should look and like a shot list and a storyboard, and I was like, what short like script could I do this for? Because like that's all I needed to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
So I was like, Kevin's long enough. So I literally like went and just like took pictures and made like a storyboard
Yeah.
of what
Did you
Kevin
still have the
looked like.
script?
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice,
so I like
nice.
pulled it up, made a lookbook, and it looks really cool. But like,
Actually, we're recording in my room. I have the original script for Kevin, like, on one of those shelves over
oh
there.
really?
It's just sitting there.
Oh, I see
Kind of
it.
like a little prize. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, like a memory, you
That
know?
was good. That was really good.
But yeah, photography wise, it's really simple. Like the way it was shot. Not bashing on you, but like this was had a lot to do with planning
Oh yeah,
and just experience wise. Like this was our first real thing.
yeah.
For all of us, it was my it was my directorial debut. My first, not the first thing I'd written, but the first thing I'd written that I, made
Film.
into one of these
Yeah.
productions. It wasn't your first project, but it was like, was it like your first time
It's my
working with
first time
multiple
being
people?
like a cinematographer.
Okay, okay. You come from a photography background, right?
Yeah. So
So yeah, you know a
I
little
know
bit.
how to like frame it up and make it
Yeah,
look good.
which is really important. I mean, a lot of people don't even know that.
Mm.
And also lighting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Lighting's a bit of a nightmare,
Especially
especially
it's-
outside.
Yeah, you need equipment.
Yeah,
That's what I'm still
goodness
working
gracious. Like next time we film something, I'm actually bringing this up to you for the first time. I've been reviewing right now. I'm in the process of editing Judged, which is our third, technically fourth project. Because we did the interrogation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was like its own little mini short.
That's true. That's true.
But Judged, I'm in the middle of editing it, and the shots that we have like outside, man, I hate filming outside, dude. Can I just tell you that?
When
I
it's
hate filming
cold?
outside, sound wise, and also just logistics wise. And also, like, you don't, like, the sun is unreliable, it's always moving, there are clouds, there's wind.
Yeah.
But, like, reviewing the audio, I hate to bring this up to you now. Hopefully, this will be okay by the time it comes out. But the audio, like, it's troublesome.
For outside.
Because, like, yeah, because there's wind and, like,
No.
because, like, we recorded that's how we got the voices, is, it was all outside and there's wind. And we'll see what we can do about that.
Yeah.
But, like,
I mean, it also depends. Like, you gotta have a good sound guy who
yeah,
knows what they're
yeah.
doing. Because if they don't, it's a little.
Yeah, I think next time what I want to do is, like, have some kind of wind barrier.
If you get a dead cat on there, that usually takes care of wind.
We had a dead cat on
Did we?
all the boom mics we've used so far, haven't we?
I don't know.
Or was it just a simple?
I can't remember
Was
what
it just a
looked
simple
like.
mic cover? I don't remember. Either way, I think it's a good idea to get like a wind barrier of some kind, because even like a dead cat or a mic cover kind of doesn't do the whole job.
Yeah.
Depending on the quality.
Yeah. I mean, the secret to audio is you just gotta get close to them. Is one, you
Yeah.
want to get as close as possible, and the other one, you want to be pointed at their chest, because that's where you get all the sound. And if you're close to them, it kind of, the other sounds in the background aren't as much because they're the loudest thing in the shot.
Yeah.
So it kind of drowns everything else out, and you can adjust the levels based on that.
Oh, my laundry's done. Don't know if that picked up on the mic.
Quite possibly.
Speaking of mics, you're recording on your phone right now. I'm recording on my computer, two different sound sources. So if it sounds significantly different, sorry,
Yeah.
that's what that's all about.
Joe's
We're
going to sound much
doing
better.
this on no budget. Just like all of our films. By the way, Kevin was on no budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did that pretty much with just what we had on us, except for one thing, which was the prop, the gun that we used. It was a pretty legit looking prop gun,
looked
too.
really
It looked
good.
real. Yeah, like if you look back, like for those of you who go watch Kevin, give us some views, give us some love. come back. If you know what we're talking about, like that gun was probably the most realistic looking thing.
It looked good.
Yeah,
Like I was watching it the other day, and I saw it, and I was like, "Wow, like that's actually a really good looking
yeah.
gun."
You would think it's an actual gun.
Yeah.
It's not, by the way. It wasn't. We didn't. We weren't that careless. Although, fun story. Wesley is a guy who played Alan. So there were two actors. There was Caden who played
Uh-huh.
Kevin. There was Wesley who played Alan. Both awesome people. Shout out to them if they're listening. Hope you are. I love you. But Wesley, those two were kind of they were fun characters, man. They're
Oh,
just
they were
like
so fun to work
they
with.
they were kind of like kids at heart.
Yeah.
It was awesome working with them, but sometimes they would get distracted.
It's funny though.
No, I'm not ragging on them at all.
Uh,
But so there was at one point during the shoot that Wesley took that prop gun and was just like aiming it around, all like playing with it. And we were filming on the side of that road in the middle of Goshen, I think, or by Goshen. And this small town in the middle of nowhere,
yeah.
and we didn't expect much traffic, but occasionally a car would pass by. And at one point, a car was passing by as Wesley was aiming his gun towards the road. And we could see the car stop before it was in the line of fire.
Oh my gosh.
The gun was
It
convincingly
looks
real,
so
man.
real, yeah.
So I don't blame them. I remember looking at Wesley. I was like, "Hey, dude, put that down, dude. We
No
don't want to
real
get the
weapon.
cops called on us." And luckily, we didn't. Actually, cops did arrive by the time we were cleaning up.
Oh
You remember
yeah.
that?
And they're like, "Have you been shooting on the little what's it called, the abandoned mine up there?" The funny thing is, I actually shot a short up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like right out of high school, I went over there and we
So
filmed like a whole
wait.
thing.
There was a minefield there.
So it's like an abandoned mine that's up there, and it's
Oh, a
all
mine.
graffitied. It's actually
That's
really
right.
cool
There
looking.
was a guy asking about that when we were
Yeah.
arriving. I remember that. That would be a cool place to shoot, though. It's probably
Oh,
dangerous.
I gotta show you. I actually filmed the film there, and it looks gorgeous. Actually, I
Yeah,
guess I have done cinematography, but
dude. Let's
before,
shoot something
but
there sometime, man.
it'd be good.
Let's do it. You're picking up all right, by the
It's
way.
only a little bit illegal. Yeah, it's right here. Hello.
Oh yeah, is it pretty sensitive?
ASMR or whatever it's called.
Does it capture sound pretty well on your phone?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Just checking.
yeah.
It's only a little bit illegal. That's what you
It's
said.
only a little bit. Yeah, they I mean, if they find you, they
Oh,
don't
so
want
the
they
cop
find.
was probably asking about the other guy who probably went up there earlier.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, sometimes they come check it out. Sometimes they don't. Once when we were
Oh
up
yeah,
there filming, there's
yeah.
actually some drunk people that wandered up there into our shot, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, it's like
Did it add to the
interesting.
atmosphere of the?
Yeah, it was interesting. No, I mean, we're going for like
That's free extras,
post-apocalyptic,
dude.
but
Free extras,
yeah,
free talent.
it's good though.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was a. It was a good prop gun. It was about $100.
Woo!
Yeah, so that easily
This
was the
year
most
for
expensive thing about
more
that whole
films
project.
coming
Because
up,
even
right?
the equipment, like that was either your equipment or stuff that we
Got it
got
from the
from UVU,
library. Yeah,
right?
UVU.
Yeah, the local university that we've all attended. Um,
Dang.
which is what's awesome about UVU is that they let you check things
Check
out if
stuff
you're
out
at a
for
certain
free if you're a
rank.
student.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or if you're a student at
because
all.
if you're in the DGM department, they actually
Okay,
let you check out a little bit more of like the nicer stuff.
right,
But
right, right.
any student can check out like a Canon
So if
camera.
you've attended enough classes, you can check out more stuff.
It's
Is what
nice.
you're saying.
It's really nice.
That's awesome.
Dang.
Shout out to UVU. You've been our lifesavers on multiple
Well,
occasions.
seriously,
We
they're so
also,
awesome.
I think, we checked out some stuff from like a local
Red
equipment, an
Finch
equipment
rental.
rental, but it was garbage. We're not going to say where we rented.
I don't. I can't remember. Was that
It
for the
was bad
slate?
though. Wasn't that the stuff that kept shutting off on us?
I don't know. I
I
think
don't know.
didn't our slate fall apart at one point?
Yeah, yeah.
I think so because it was like, oh
Oh man.
guys,
Oh wait, our slate. Yeah, the
yeah,
slate
I'm
fell
pretty sure.
apart, dude.
And then we just
Such
kind of had to like
garbage.
clack it together to
It
like.
was bad, dude.
That was a bad slate, but
Oh man, nightmare. I don't think we ever rented from there again,
no, definitely not.
and we probably won't.
Like,
Again, we're not dropping names, but
yeah.
it was totally this place. No, I'm not gonna say.
What would you say is changed from like from Kevin to judge like biggest things that were different?
Well, for one, we've learned to work with more actors, I think, kind of tackle more locations too.
Yeah.
Again, Kevin was really simple, which was, I think, a good idea for us starting out.
Oh, for sure.
We could just film it in 6 hours, first off, and secondly, the logistics of it were really simple.
Yeah.
So we took it easy on ourselves in that way, even though filmmaking in any space is never really all that easy.
Yeah.
But what I think has changed the most, aside from like quality, is I think we've learned what to look for and like
That's true.
what to be patient about. Because
Oh, for sure.
I remember starting out, Ulysses especially, not to drag Ulysses under any buses, this is just where our minds were at the time. He was like, and this makes sense because we all have limited time, especially Ulysses. He's the old man of the group.
Oh yeah.
But he wanted projects that we could finish in like a day to start out. Like, I remember Kevin, he was like, yeah, we can finish that in a day. And he was right about that. Although there were some things that I wish we could have done better, but that's in retrospect.
Yeah.
But with like Hello Amy, he also was like, oh, we could probably finish that in a night. And if you recall, no.
I think we've learned that like shots take a second to do.
Yeah, they
especially
definitely do.
like you get on really big film sets and like a whole new setup. Like they literally move the camera and it takes like 10 minutes
It takes
before
forever.
they like are
Like
even
just
close to ready to shoot.
Just setting up the next shot takes forever.
Yeah.
As the director who I typically don't get involved in the actual moving of stuff because I'm a dictator and you're all my slaves.
Yeah, basically.
But as that guy, I can tell you it takes patience to wait for the next shot. I reviewed the footage for Hello Amy while I was editing it, and I keep laughing at my. And actually, with Judge too, this happened a little bit. I feel kind of bad. Sometimes I'm rushing you. I can tell when it's happening too. Like at one point, I remember there's a shot in Hello Amy. I forgot which one, but like I think it was towards the end of the shoot when we were almost all the way done, and I was so done. You get exhausted by the ends of these things.
Yeah.
But in the middle of this shot, you're like, all right, I think I got the camera, and then I interrupt him like camera. And you're like camera speed, and I'm like, okay, this is yada yada action go whatever.
Oh.
And like, or like there are times when you're in the middle of focusing a shot, I'm like, are we ready? Are we ready? Are we there yet? Are we ready?
Now so I just recently got a new camera.
Oh really?
Which I'm super stoked about. I actually just filmed a short film with it just for like a school project.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it is it's a touchscreen for one, but you can tap on a person's face and it will track their face and focus. So if they like lean forward, it stays perfectly focused. It's gorgeous. I love it. So I'm super excited for our next short film because the shots are going to be gorgeous.
I'm so incredibly excited. Oh my gosh. That makes me happy to hear.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I gotta get writing. Because I tend to write these scripts too.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just so important. I'm just like, I don't even know where we would be at without me, man. Definitely. It's definitely like none of the rest of you are nearly as important as me. That's I'm kidding, dude.
It's true.
But no, something you learn to ride that tangent is just the importance of teamwork in these things. Like we all got to be on the same pace. No, we all got to be. Yeah, we all got to be like what's the term?
Prepared?
Yeah, no, but we kind of all got to be in the same mindset.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily have to all have the same exact vision because I think our differences bring different things to the table.
That's true.
However, I think we all kind of got to be on the same page when it comes to the overall direction
like what we're doing
of what we're doing. Because, I mean, you and I, we've discovered this, like, at times we think we're thinking the same thing, but we're not. Like, we could even have prepared, like, this happened in Judge, even, the last thing we did. Like we think we're prepared, and then like on set, I'm like, okay, are we ready to do this? And you're like, what?
Doing
Or
what?
vice versa. You're like, hey, we're gonna do this shot, right? And I'm like, I didn't think that was the way we were gonna do it at all.
That's the like biggest thing I've learned over this is like Kevin, we came like not prepared at all,
Yeah,
and then Judge, we came a lot more prepared, but we were very
but we were still
rushed.
unprepared.
I was not ready for that. When
Yeah, dude.
the actor's like, I gotta be gone in like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
You're
Okay.
kidding. We have like 2 scenes to shoot with you.
When you tackle bigger projects, not to say that Judged was big, but it's definitely the biggest we've done so far with actual different locations. Like
Yeah.
Hello Amy was in the same room the entire time. Kevin was in the same on the
Mm-hmm.
same side of the same street in the same car.
Yeah.
But like Judged was in the same house, but like different rooms, different
Yeah.
like outside the house, inside
And
the
getting the
house.
Skype set up
Yeah,
upstairs so we could see it
yeah.
downstairs and
Exactly,
ooh,
exactly. And so, like the logistics of these things, for those of you who are want to jump into filmmaking right now, something to keep in mind is that the more complicated your story gets, the more the logistics get complicated
yeah,
for these things. So just be prepared for that.
plan
I mean, you can't be
everything.
completely prepared for it, but be prepared to not be prepared
Yeah.
for it.
One of my professors, what he said is like plan everything out, like exactly what you want, and then
Yeah,
once you get on set, throw it all in the trash.
yeah, pretty much, dude.
This is like who
Oh
knows what'll
man,
happen like that second, but like you're prepared because if you don't come prepared, it's rough.
yeah, no.
So
You
come
definitely need
prepared.
to be prepared for the sake of it. But at the same time, you gotta be flexible. You gotta be so flexible.
Oh yeah.
Because an actor might be like, I gotta be at home at this time. And you're like, what? You told me you could be
You're like,
this entire time. And like, no, I gotta be at home at this. And you're like, fine. Especially when you get free talent, you can't be too picky about it.
it's a little, yeah, it's hard. And that's like, I think, because for people who like don't like or trying to get into film,
Yeah,
like being prepared, we're not talking about just being like, like we have this time we're gonna be there. It's like you need a shot list of like all the shots you want to get good
yeah,
coverage, which
yeah,
means like you want a close on this person, you want a over the shoulder, you want a wide of the whole thing as a master shot, and then write all those shots down, and then give yourself like 10 to 20 minutes for each shot,
yeah,
so you have time, and then you have a schedule there, and then
yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that goes into it
Oh
because if
my
you don't have a
gosh,
shot
so
list,
much stuff.
at least for me, I don't have a
Yeah,
shot list, it's not going to look good and it's going to be horrible for the editor.
yeah. Oh, awful. Oh, I can,
You learn.
I, as the person who has edited 3 of the last 4 things we've done, yeah, yeah.
You're like, I know.
There are so many things that I've had to, even in Judged, not to knock on anybody, because this was like, first off, we had limited time to do all this.
We
And
rushed
secondly,
hardcore.
you're really good at what you do, so I'm not knocking any choice that you did. Part of it was my choice too. Part of it was just
Uh-huh.
the space that we were working in. But even now, editing Judged, there are certain things, and I've been meaning to bring this up with you, but like, this is just something we're learning. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
something that we're going to bring into the next project. Oh my gosh. Like, transitionary shots are so important. Like,
That's a good
walking
point.
from one place to another, you kind of have to show your characters doing that.
It's like, it's hard because at the same time, to make a scene like really, really work, what you want to do is like come in late and
Yeah,
end early. But the thing
yeah,
is, if it's not clear that
yeah.
it's ending
It
or
has
it's
to be
not clear that
clear.
it's beginning, then that's going to be hard to cut those scenes
Like, I think
together.
so far we've been able to make it work, but definitely moving forward, we don't want to sleep on those
We need
transitions.
to do more planning for
Yeah,
sure.
more planning,
I think
more
even
planning, and then ditching the plan as soon as we
yeah,
freak out in the middle of set.
even with Judged, it was kind of. I mean, we kind of came planned, but at the
Yeah,
same time, like I don't think I had that clear of a shot
Judged
list,
was a
and
bit of a mess with
we
the
were
pre-production.
very
You know what? We
rushed.
started talking about Kevin originally, but I think I think this discussion is rolling more. We've been filming together for about a year now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to call this podcast something like what we learned in the past year of filmmaking.
Oh
Our
yeah.
first year of filmmaking. How about that? So let's
Uh-huh.
just talk about that. We can talk about anything. Kevin, Hello Amy, Judge, just anything that we've learned
Mhm.
in the past year working on indie projects like this.
Yeah.
And definitely something we've learned was that you got to be prepared.
His preparation is like like I never realized how important it was because high school I was on like the school news and we just
Yeah,
like come up with an idea, go out and just shoot it, and
yeah, that
like
doesn't
we were
fly.
able to like make it work just through like editing and stuff. But like all the shots are wide, you never become like one with the character, which is
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
want. You want to get in the character's head in order for something to work, like a short film. You want to get into the character's mind and feel what they're feeling, like
yeah,
that. And if you can do that in a short film, that's like really impressive too.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like, it's just so important. Can't emphasize it enough.
So important. Okay, for instance, there's a shot in Judged, which hasn't come out yet. It will. It will soon.
That's gonna be glorious.
Um, and hopefully, I was able to make this work. But there's a shot where they discover the girl in the garage. You know what I'm talking
Uh
about.
huh.
And the transition from them going, we basically had no transition from them hearing something in the back corner to them discovering the girl.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's basically nothing,
Whoops.
but um, and this is something else that I've learned in the past year, especially in the editing phase, particularly, is how to be resourceful with what you have.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, like you're working with zero budget if you're an independent filmmaker, especially if you're starting out and you got no money, you're working with what you have. You kind of just gotta learn to roll with what you're given and make the most out of it. And a lot of that comes in the practice of it.
For sure.
And I remember there were even times in Kevin when we were actually several times in Kevin while me and Ulysses were editing that, where there were parts where we were like, crap, we have nothing to cut to at this part. And we actually would take parts from like pieces of shots that we got that weren't even intended
Uh
to
huh.
be used in the actual film and would use that as like a patchwork quilt to stitch everything together.
Uh huh.
And I actually did that in Judged too. I like use everything is what I'm saying. Like or at
Oh,
least be
there's
open
just
to
so
using
much.
everything.
Yeah.
Because like you never know what's gonna be useful in the end product. What have
Yeah.
you learned in the past year, Devin?
Well, preparation.
Yeah.
One. Also learned a lot about how important lighting is. Like if you watch
Oh yeah.
Kevin, inside the car is super dark and outside is super bright.
Yes.
And like honestly, what we could have done is just gotten a white sheet, put some like PVC pipe, and just like put it in front of the sun, and it would have
Yeah.
softened the shadows and made it work. Or even like gotten some sort of a light. We tried to reflect into the car, but it didn't really work.
Yeah, it didn't really work
It's,
well.
yeah, and like knowing your camera is one that's important. Having a good camera, because I mean, I didn't know anything about that camera really. I mean, we checked it out from library. I figured it out like on set, and we made it work.
I mean,
Uh,
talking about lighting, something that I didn't consider before we were doing all this, and something that I realize now is, and you knew this, but I was an idiot, so I didn't know this. It's important to clearly light even the dark scenes because when you make it dark, it's much easier to make a bright scene appear dark in post production than it is to make a too dark scene appear brighter.
yeah, because then it boosts the noise, and it's
Yeah,
not pretty.
yeah.
Like, take time to set up your shots. Like, that's what I learned. If you like give yourself some time to like set up shots and make sure they're gonna look good
You
and like
gotta
go on a
care about the
schedule.
details, I guess is what we're saying.
Yeah, because I mean, even if you have no budget and stuff, you can still make stuff look good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you totally can. You can make stuff look super professional, and it's just like based on the time you spend, the preparation you do.
Yeah.
You can make it look good.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Like there are shots in Hello Amy that I think are breathtaking. Like I looked at those later and I was like, holy crap, we did that. We did this with nothing.
Uh,
And like it's like seriously, dude. Like if for those of you out there who want to make films but think you can't because you don't have all this professional equipment or all this
hmm
training or all this whatever it is, like I think you don't realize how much you can do with a little bit. Like there is so much you can do
Oh,
with what you have on you. And especially if you're willing to go out and talk to the right people who are willing to work with you. Like that's another thing that I learned in the past year is networking.
oh, for sure.
Just talking to people who are in your same boat, who want to get started but
hmm
maybe aren't sure how, or have that same drive as you, have that same passion as you. That's how we found you. I mean, that's how Ulysses found you. Like, you had the same class at UVU, and he was like, "Hey, you want to do
Yeah.
this thing?" And like, you were down, and then you've been down since, apparently, because
Oh,
I
for
guess we
sure.
didn't scare you away.
No, I love it. Just being on a film set and like shooting. It's just
It's a magical feeling, dude.
it is so cool. And
Yeah,
then
it's
seeing
awesome.
it all come together at the end and seeing what you made.
Yeah,
It's
man, I
like,
can't wait to show everyone Judged. You know what? I'll show you the first draft that
yeah,
I
you
got
gotta
real
show
quick
me.
after we're done with this. But like,
I'm done.
yeah, it's amazing.
See
Any
how
last thoughts of what we've learned in the past year?
I mean, I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that like to be a filmmaker, it's not about watching film videos or going and talking about film or telling everyone you're a filmmaker. It's about
Yeah,
doing it.
doing
Like
it.
if you want to be a filmmaker, do it. Like you
You
have to
are,
be
if you
making
make
films.
films, you are a
That's
filmmaker.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So it's like honestly like best way to start is just go shoot something. Even if it's
exactly.
gonna be
Yeah,
crap, you're gonna learn
yeah,
and you're it's gonna be better the next time.
yeah.
So just write a script, simple script. Like I had
Look,
to do a quick school project,
yeah,
and I was like, how like I just need like to shoot coverage of something. So we literally did a sword fight over a donut,
really.
and it's like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw that. That was awesome. That was awesome.
and like we planned it last second, wrote it, and then I
Uh
was
huh.
like, we'll get the coverage close on you, close on me, this shot, and then we'll do
Yeah,
the turnaround and get the donut in there, and that was it. And you know, it ended up not being too bad.
yeah. Or even going way back, I remember you sent me a video that you made back when you were like 12 or something.
Which one was that?
It was like in a church
Oh
basketball
my gosh, that was so bad.
gymnasium. And like, okay, thinking even back to that, like that was you gaining experience,
Yeah.
like as a kid, even like so. It doesn't even matter how old you are. It doesn't matter
Oh,
how
yeah.
young you are. It doesn't matter where you come from or who you are. You can make films,
Mhm.
especially with the technology we got available to us right
Oh
now.
yeah, you have an iPhone X.
Like, if you have an iPhone, you can, or even just a crappy like Android like camera, you can
Yeah,
make a film. You can
yeah,
do it. So like, if that's what you want to do, go. But you have to be okay with sucking at first.
yeah,
You just have to be.
yeah,
If you don't have that kind of patience, guess what? You're not going to have the kind of patience required to be on set anyway.
yeah. And that's the thing is like when you're filming and you're sucking, the reason you know you're sucking is because the first reason you want to go into film is because you have good taste. So
Yes.
it's not
Yeah.
that your taste has gone down or you're bad. Like that
It's because
good
you're
taste
gaining
is
that
still there.
experience.
Yeah. So like you go and you film and
It's okay being the noob at first. You have to be the noob at
yeah.
first.
And it just makes you want to keep being better because you're trying to get that gap because there's that gap
Yeah.
of where you want to be and gap of what you are. And like even like filmmakers like I don't know if it was Hitchcock, but he like made hundreds of films.
Yeah.
And the thing is like most of those films, like some films you can't even find anymore. Like
Yeah.
like but like he's
I bet
trying
his
to
first one
close that
sucked.
gap. Yeah.
I bet his first one
Yeah,
sucked.
he's trying to close that gap and like he just keeps making films and
Yeah.
keeps making films so
Yeah.
he can get better and try and close that gap to where he wants to be and where he is.
And even when you get good, like that'll still give you the drive to do better. Like and to push the boundaries and to be better and better and better.
Yeah.
Like this is an ongoing process, and that's part of the magic. That's part of the beauty of it. I
It's
think
yeah.
that's part of what makes it awesome is the chase.
It's yeah.
It's
Love
awesome.
it.
Oh
Love it.
man, it's so good. It's
It's
so good.
addicting.
It's so good. So yeah. Well, thank you, Devin, for being on, man.
Yeah. It's
We're
good.
probably gonna. Honestly, these podcasts are probably going to be mostly me and Devin for a little while because Ulysses is having a baby. Like I said, because he's a loser. Actually, he's pretty great, and he's probably more responsible than either of us.
That's a good point. I should get a job.
Um, but hey, this has been the Balance Podcast. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next one. Farewell.
Farewell.